Recording in progress.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Make HOAG Money, the opportunity for you to show your trading ideas and to try and make me money. No risk for you, but I'm going to make the money. Looking forward to a good session today. It's going to be another interesting one. We got to take care of a little business first. This is the CFTC disclaimer. We should probably all know it by heart by now. It states that there's risk, substantial risk in futures trading. It's not for everybody. You should only use risk capital that you can lose without changing your lifestyle in order to trade commodities or futures. It's one of the things I love about Top Step. We're going to be putting the risk capital up for you. We are not suggesting these trades will be taken by anybody else, and there is no expectation for profit or loss in any of these. And past performance is, of course, not necessarily indicative of future results. This is a live market. We're going to be trading micro S&Ps, but there is some limitations to hypothetical or simulated performance because there's no accountability, no risk, and no consequence when you are trading on a simulator. We're not making any representation that any of these trades are going to be profitable or losses. And again, everything we're doing here is in the spirit of education. Rules for Make HOAG Money. We expect kindness and respect above everything. There's always differences of opinion in markets. It's what makes them so good. We can have a couple of people enabled to talk. We're all going to be involved in the decision making if you are in the Zoom meeting. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat in YouTube. Good morning, everyone in YouTube. Orion, Mike, Mango Heist, Zach of All Trades. Good to see you. Welcome. And we're going to use the polling system in Zoom to decide on those trades. We're all going to be discussing those trades. We're focusing on the E-mini S&Ps, well, actually the micros for now for our opportunities. We're not going to be trading just to trade. We want to make sure we're taking good, legitimate opportunities that have reason behind them, and I know that you all have good reason and good risk behind them. We're not going to take losing trades, which is, of course, a joke. We know that there's going to be losing trades. This is futures trading. We just have to learn to keep them small, accept them, and move on. And feedback about Make HOAG Money or anything else I do here is always appreciated. jhoagland@topstep.com. Any feedback you have, again, greatly appreciated. Looking forward to having a good session today. Here's the platform. We know where we're at, I think, in longer time frame, right? We've been talking about the idea that the auction process to the upside has been falling off. I got my levels here in the wrong spot, 41.23, right about there, and 3,700 right about there is where weekly kickoff levels are. Haven't approached any of those, but we've been watching as the daily chart, as the information, as the tea leaves and the chicken bones have been telling us that this auction to the upside has been suffering. It's getting old. We need to consolidate or we need a pullback. Obviously, the situation fundamentally and technically has offered us the opportunity for this pullback that I think this market pretty much needed. So we've changed market state a little bit here from range bound to southbound. Let's take a look here at the 30-minute. I gotta reorganize these back to the 30 E-mini S&Ps. We're already below, like, if you look at pivot points, we're already below support 2. So we've got the opportunity here to see the market open out of balance after an overnight of one time framing. I saw Spencer's already talking about taking the opening range trade only if it breaks to the south side, only if it breaks lower. I'm thinking about maybe the same thing. Fred, you got to work on that microphone, huh? And let's see who we got. We got Spencer. We got Fred Decker. We got Rick. We got Vince. Good morning, Bob. Joe stops from very happy overnight shorts. Expect responsive trade to the upside taking out shorts and use strength to identify strength to take a short. My thoughts exactly. If we do take an opening range trade to the upside, it's nothing we're going to fall in love with. We do have some very serious overnight shorts in this market, and those overnight shorts we can use to find better trade location for opportunities if we are still of the mind that the market is going to continue lower. Love the way you're thinking, Joe. Bob, good morning. Good morning, Rick, Sonny, Mike, Joe. Identify weakness. I meant weakness. Yes, weakness. Isn't that what you said? Or identify, right. Identify. We're going to be looking to sell strength because we believe the market is weak. I think I know what you're saying. There's short overnight inventory, Fred. Agreed. Morning, Steve. Looking for a couple of victims that want to talk. If you want to talk, let me know. I see a fan favorite here. A couple of fan favorites. You can either raise your hand or just say, yeah, I'll talk in webinar chat, and I will make you a panelist. You'll be able to share your charts. Spencer, just fly on the wall today. Well, I'm going to get Mortimer, my brother, here. I'm pretty sure I saw him here. I'm going to give him a choice. Oh, I don't see him. Oh, maybe, oh, there he is. Okay. All right, making you a panelist. Come back in. Good morning, Rick. Mortimer. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to join us? Bring your trade ideas.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Cold, but good.
Yeah, it's chilly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on a second here. All right, here is the link to get into the Zoom meeting. That's for our folks that are in YouTube asking. And all right. 2 minutes to the open. Oh my God, I've been yammering that long. All right. That much, I should say. All right, let's take a.
Yes.
It's always good to have family around, isn't it? So my brother was on the floor of the Mercantile Exchange for quite a while. I've got his badge up behind me. If you see him in the forecast, RJH.
They wouldn't let me keep my board seat.
No, they were nasty about that. But Dad managed to keep a couple of them.
Well, he's sneaky.
Yeah, all you had to do is say, "I lost it."
Oh yeah. Well, it's in your pocket.
Yep. I did give my Mid-Am seat back.
Remember that story about the guy who was like all happy about getting a new training jacket? Dad went out and had his jacket lined with the same material that this guy's training jacket
Was on the outside.
on the outside. So, yeah, he goes, I forgot. I don't know, it was Boom Boom Walsh, whoever it was. But he goes, oh yeah, I got the same material. He opens up his jacket.
It's on the inside.
And took the wind out of his sails.
Big liquidity level at 10 below, but could be a spoof.
That's about how cold it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 seconds before the opening range here. I mean, we're right at the lower extreme of the overnight here. And here's our naked point of control test in the overnight. Where'd it go?
the dollar peaked. Couldn't take out the high from about 5 days ago.
No.
Right up to it.
Oh yeah, I see it. Still at 107 right now.
Yeah, well, it was 107.24, I think, was the old high that he got to 107.21 today.
Right.
So it's hitting some resistance up there, but as we know, anything can happen.
ACH.
There you go.
19. No way. There's no way it's going to give us this small an opening range.
No. That 1930 level was so key, and it took it out last night.
Uh-huh.
I mean, sorry, 39.30. What did I say?
We should probably vote, but I don't know if we'll have time. Do we take the opening range or no? So it's looking about 50-50. Oh, we just got in, so
Short, right?
I guess we're in it now. No, we're long, actually.
No.
Because the opening range opened and traded above the opening range first. So we're going to put the stop down here at 15.50. And we'll see what happens. Joe, we're talking about taking this opening range trade because of the overnight inventory. How far do you think the overnight inventory can take price before we start to see a little bit of resistance if it does continue? 24, 25, 26 liquidity.
It's at 39. I'd sell against that 39.30 area.
So right up here.
Yeah.
We're not really at 2-to-1 reward over risk.
Just below it.
Got a little bit of single TPOs up here. I'd love to see the market see what happens if we can get up here.
I'm using that because if you go back quite a ways, that 39.30 was support for so long. It bounced like 4 or 5 times off it, and then it crashed once it went through it, after hours.
Here's the results of our poll. So about 59% agree with the opening range trade.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
Took out 24, 25 liquidity. Personally, I'm not all that gratified by the price action we're getting from this. I'd like to see a lot more scared shorts. Spencer agreeing. Yeah, he said, be ready to bail if it turns on you. It seems to be struggling.
I'd flip.
You'd flip? Like go short?
Mm-hmm. Told you, I'm just.
Austin agrees on a flip. With Fred is kind of agreeing with Joe and I. He wants to see a gap fill attempt to look for an opportunity to short. We're out now. We don't like it.
It's falling.
And you just want to out and out flip, huh? All right.
I want to sell it. I sold against, I told you that.
Well, Mortimer, we just got short. You yell at me because I don't respond fast enough.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm talking about my computer. My trading platform won't load.
Yep. Amanda. Siblings. Where's our stop on this? We're going to have to go 28. Can't believe I'm short now. Opening range is the low of the session. Deanna, I completely agree with you. From a higher time frame, looks like we're heading into a liquidation phase again. Short. Primary focus will to be fade rallies, and that's what we were looking for on the on the long off the opening range trade, because we're trying to use the overnight inventory to give us a better trade location for a short. If it gives it to us, we don't know if it's going to give it to us. So we're short now, not in the best trade location for the early session here.
Yeah, I agree with Spencer.
Patty, we don't hate the NQ. It just gives me heart palpitations.
Come to sell. Were you buying it? Where did you got your buy-in? 39.12.
39.12.
No, what's that red down there?
That's the low of the session.
Oh,
Here, if I would have had a buy-in, it would be like green, like that.
got it. Yeah, what is retarded?
Caesar, the market has been one time framing lower, so it's already in a trend to the downside. So I don't know that necessarily a stop a profit target is necessarily a good idea. Look at all this space down below. There's a lot of space down. I'm going to get rid of some of this garbage here. Now it's got me, thinking about, am I seeing dollar signs? Am I being greedy?
You've always been greedy.
Yeah, well, Mom meant it as a compliment. Right, Shaw? I mean, we've been looking for opportunities to sell strength. I mean, we know we're at the bottom of the overnight session. We know there's a lot of shorts. So we're trying to use those to get better trade location for our shorts. We're just not getting a lot of directional activity here early in the session. I think we're all in agreement that we're looking for opportunities to get short this market, but the question is then where and when? One of my general rules is usually when the opening range remains one extreme, we look for opportunities in that direction early in the session, which is playing out for us as we speak. We got to see if we can't hold this top here, hold this high. Yeah, that's the liquidity that Joe was talking about, Spencer. 24, 25, 26.
Mm-hmm.
So he's seeing some offers there. He's watching Bookmap. 26 liquidity acted as resistance again. There it is. Overnight low 12.5. Yep. Andrea and YouTube, thank you. Thanks for all your thoughts here and ideas in YouTube as well. Chris, I love the NQ until it stops me out. Isn't that the truth? Wally. See, whenever we open up and we have these big expectations of big moves right away, I think we lose the idea that we're in the market's time. The market's not in our time. And whenever we have risk on, it seems like time slows. So what seems like range-bound, boring activity right here is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Zachary is right. Consolidation leads to expansion. Steve's wondering if we should add to our position up here, up at the high of value. Spencer's getting impatient with his short. Yeah, that volume point of control keeps moving higher. But if we don't put up new highs, it's maybe telling us that there are sellers there. Spencer, as soon as I get out, the market will drop like a rock, right? Deanna with another thought here. Alternative hypothesis
Yeah.
is this ADR exhaustion holds into the top of the hour, and we get the mean reversion trade up with a sustained auction break upside, but certainly loads of empty space below. It certainly seems like we're keeping the pressure on the overnight shorts right now.
Hope you don't get stopped out and then it drops.
There we go. Okay. We're long now. I stopped us into a long above the previous day session high.
Now what's your target?
Well, I'm kind of liking this kind of assumed overnight point of control, because there's the point of control,
Yeah.
and then there's a gap, and then this little distribution of time and volume has its own point of control, which would kind of lead us towards repair of the profile from the overnight. I'm not really that usually focused on overnight information, but it's all we've got right now.
Yeah. It could be sketchy.
So if I'm looking to use low volume nodes as support level, we start getting back into value from today's session. That's where we put our stop. So I'm looking for this low volume here, where we kind of broke out and now we're kind of building a little bit of volume higher to remain supportive. So what I was talking about on the forecast, if the market is directional, to find a way into it, I've found some reasonable success using low volume nodes as support or resistance levels. Because in market profile, it's a longer term look. It uses time to show acceptance versus volume. $39.43. That's the level I was looking at for a potential profit target, because there's a pullback there. There's the brief consolidation there, and the point of control of that. This consolidation here would be the target I would look at for this long if we get there. We've got to hold this low volume node in short time frame for that to play. Of course, it's market loves to make a liar out of me. It does, man. Anybody's watching. Oh, yeah, Jen? Yeah, 9 o'clock. Can bring some fireworks, they're saying. What do we have here? Business inventories and housing market index at 9 Central. Likely to bring some reaction. They're not real powerful numbers, but Well, Fred, it's not, you know, these are, I'm trying to work more on your terms, the user's terms, their ideas, than any of mine. We're all just discussing and, trying to see what happens. So far, our little low volume node here has been holding as support. I shouldn't say that because the market's going to hear me, which is, of course, a joke. The market doesn't hear us, doesn't know us, doesn't hate us, doesn't like us. We're just in its environment. I need more coffee, Spencer. I'm drinking some now. I got a 80-pound support animal snoring here right next to me. She doesn't worry about anything, so neither do I. Right, Caesar? That's why you can't say anything. Yes, my support animal does love me, even on losing days. All right, well, there that goes. So here we now wait for our next opportunity. I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. And a good airplane reference there. Turn on the runway lights. No, that's just what they'll be expecting us to do.
At 39:30, I told you.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, we got about 6.5 minutes till the 9 o'clock numbers come out. Here we sit, range bound, choppy, at the point of control. I may have to take Lacey's bed away from her.
Why?
Well, she finally loves it. She lays in there all day long, and my feet are cold.
Well, there's not enough room for both of you, or what?
Ha ha! No, she used to just lay on my feet all day. Maybe she's trying to tell me something. Spencer suggesting the opening range hasn't been violated.
Yeah.
If it breaks, should we enter a short? Let's vote on that. 1 yes, 2 no. Upon extending the range below the opening range, do we look for a short? It's not a bad idea, Sean. See, now that's thinking. He said, put her butt under your chair.
Based on what you're talking about, I would have insured it sooner, put a stop above the high. The opening range.
Right. And in the right context, I think that trying to work longs when the opening range is the low of the session is not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure about this context.
I think Spencer's got the right idea.
Well, Spencer is 81%. We're behind you all the way, Spence.
Mm-hmm. He's got quicker thumbs than you do, though.
Well, we're working in order. The low is 1620. We're 2 ticks below the low. We're going to buy it here, and we're going to put in another stop. Because what if we don't take out the low? This is cheap. Very cheap long. Because I'm in it, it's not going to work, but we'll end up short below the opening range.
Maybe Spence will share what it is, sell it shorts at 26.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
Just hit all the little stops below the opening range. This is what happens a lot. Usually I'll time stop these. If it doesn't go right away, I'm out.
I was going to say sell another one. If it rallies, it bounces a little bit.
Okay, we sold another one. I don't have a fast enough finger. See, Deanna, great thought. IB, initial balance is free direct. Until C period, I prefer to gather information and wait for initiative activity to show me the way first. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the IB, it's the first hour of trading. That's the range for the first hour of trade.
If the dollar starts breaking in, what's that going to do?
I don't know. What's it doing? What is it doing? It is holding right around 107.
Yeah, but you can see it's kind of trending downwards.
New TPO.
It's 106.92 now, but and good. I mean, from 4 a.m. it ran about a full point, and I don't know, But I know every other country in the world wants to see the dollar just collapse. So that's kind of what I'm playing. And I just don't know how that would affect the stock market.
Yeah.
A weaker dollar.
A weaker dollar would take more dollars to buy.
Things would cost more. Yep.
Okay, we are reaching the overnight low.
What's your target?
I haven't been told yet.
Oh,
I have a stop in, a pretty tight stop, just 3 ticks above. Because we're right in this low volume node right here.
yeah, I see it. Yeah, Spencer.
Hold it all day.
Yeah, walk away.
Yeah.
Like Tom Petty's free falling, baby.
We got to get through that overnight low first.
Let's go to the bathroom and come back. It'll probably be through it.
Yeah, if we're not watching it, right?
Exactly.
It's a little jumpy. We're out.
It's confused.
Mm-hmm. So it's been suggested, Deanna, that instead of using the opening for Make HOAG Money, that we wait until 9:30 after the initial balance to start Make HOAG Money. But unfortunately, it steps on another meeting I have. What are your thoughts of that? Do you think it would be? I think it would be beneficial for us to do that. I mean, the openings can be really tough times to trade.
Yeah, I like it at the open too.
Fred likes it at the open.
Sometimes you wait and watch, and sometimes you can, if the trend's downward, and you establish the high of the opening range, you can take a short and then put your stop a few ticks above the high.
Yeah, that's what I think that's the mistake we made when we took that short. We didn't let it run the little stops that are usually below the opening range when it's the low.
Well, you took the short too low too, the 21, right?
Yeah, I don't remember where the heck we were, but we had a low volume node there, so
Yeah.
we only lost a couple of ticks on that. We're 0 for whatever today.
Market's confused.
Well, most days if we're down on Make HOAG Money, I'll make it back throughout the day.
Kind of keep your losses small and your wins,
Yeah.
the ratio.
Yeah, keep your friends close and your brothers closer.
There you go.
Caesar's like, he's learning more from losing trades than from winning trades.
See?
Yeah, Joe likes to see at least 30 minutes to get a feel for context. So it started at 8:45, so we get IB at 60 minutes in time, enough to get that context. D, I was wondering what you were thinking about that. He likes Joe's idea. Got it. I may have to move my 9:30 meeting.
Isn't that called breakfast?
No, actually, it's a. I wish.
Yeah.
I won't be having breakfast till around noon today.
Yeah. Beaks
Yeah.
and feet.
Yeah, goes off to eat eggs.
Yeah. Beaks and feet, right?
Yeah. Deanna knows me. I love my eggs. Beaks and feet. Bob, everybody, when I first started learning the profile, the first hour of trade was a nightmare. But learning, about the initial balance and how much that can make a big difference, it kept me from trading too early, getting chopped up, and having to fight my way back all day. So I agree. I think the initial balance is really important to wait for if the market gives you the opportunity. We opened out of range and out of balance today. There's a higher probability of best trade location happening early in the session. And initially it looked like that might be the case when we left the opening range at the low of the day. We did not leave the opening range at the low of the day. So now we're trying to establish the initial balance, which is, from the way I look at it, where short time frame traders are finding two-sided trade, and we can work those extremes of the initial balance for reversion trades or for continuation trades in the right context. So Vince is saying he likes a long 39, 20, 50. Basically, almost pretty much the point of control. Not to get long yet. So the opening range in the NASDAQ has been left at the low of the session. Our friend JM is talking about that. Yeah, these are micros, Darminder. So Joe is talking about looking for exhaustion to try and get short. Caesar, it's something I was thinking about. If we can take out the overnight low and we can't see continuation down there, we come back inside. It's one of my favorite opportunities. Number one, because it lets me limit risk, and it's paid me a lot. So the failure below the overnight low or failure above the overnight high, take it in the opposite direction, has been pretty decent.
Tell Sarah I just bought some Uber.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sarah's my daughter. She works for Uber corporate. Steve Halterman is buying 18 quarter value low approximately. last swing high on what time frame, Joe?
I'm in the money on Uber. Thank you.
You talking about the high of the session today, 39.75? I mean 29.75?
In what?
Joe's talking about he's short and with a stop above the swing high. I'm just wondering what time frame.
Got it.
If it's the high of the session. What time frame, Joe? 5 minute? Looking good right now. You're talking about this swing high, 37.75, Joe? Just got taken out, but looking for re-entry. And the market heard me, right? So you're looking at something in pretty short time frame, right, Joe?
That's what I do, Spencer. Swing trade and then scalp a little bit off it.
Nasdaq in YouTube agrees that waiting to open to start make HOAG money later after the open would be beneficial. All right, we're going to think about that. Let's see if I can move things around a little bit. Maybe we do one open, one after the first 30 minutes, and two in the afternoon. You move it around a little bit.
Or maybe do it at open on days there's numbers coming up.
Well, the problem is I need to do some things with some consistency. I can't change the time just because there's numbers.
We'll do a half hour at the open and then a half hour at 9 or something, Does that work?
We
9:30.
may as well just stay.
Well, just, we're watching it sidebar,
Right. So Vince, talking about getting along at 39.26 quarter on a stop with a stop at 39.20 if just hand it over to Mortimer. Do we like this idea? I mean, it's 36 quarter, 26 quarter. It takes us above this low volume node here with a stop at 20.
you're going to go longer.
That's Vince's thought, is to get in on a stop above value and then put the stop at 39.20.
Yeah, I agree with Spencer. Let it move out of one way or the other. But if you go to the daily, you go out longer, you'll see where that 39.30 is just it bounced off of it so many times, and it just took it out for the first time in a long time. I don't know how far out you can go with your daily.
You mean the 30? You want the daily?
Go out a couple months on the daily. See that? I mean, you can see it right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's last week's high.
But if you go to the left even more, it held, and then it resistance, then it got above it, and it's failing. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the zone that I was targeting. Now that we've actually, happened overnight, so you really couldn't take advantage of it that much, but I'm inclined to be a seller against it. 39.30.
Yeah, there's a lot of starts and stops there, huh?
Yeah. And we did get up there and it failed, so.
Spencer says he thinks we need to wait for price to move out of this chop zone before we expose ourselves to the market again. And nobody wants us to expose ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. So, Deanna, I'm starting to kind of and be inclined to agree with you and Vince, who is looking for a long somewhere in here. Deanna's saying this is starting to look like a clear out of sell orders. That reversion long is looking higher odds now. I'd still like to sell rallies later in the day, but the lows have been defended for now. It always seems like, we open out of range, out of balance, volatility, we're all excited, and we're all dressed up and know where to go. Jamal is saying chop between 39.23 and 39.30, two major levels. I'm with Deanna. I think our early opportunities have not played out, so we're going to be trying to stay patient, looking for good opportunities as the day goes on. Yeah, you're right, Fred. The big gap opening out of balance, it does increase the expectations of a big opportunity, and there still may be big opportunity today. Just not in our time frame, not when we're together, of course. Yeah, we've got to get moving on here. So, well, I'll see if I can trim back some of these losses from this morning. No big deal. And we'll see everybody tomorrow for the forecast. Tomorrow's Friday already. Thanksgiving next week. There we go. Vince, we should have taken your trade, dude.
There you go.
Thanks, Deanna. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. What's that?
I said thanks, John.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for participating, your thoughts, ideas, and we'll get this straightened out. We'll work on the time, too.
Yep. Bye.
All right, have a good day, everybody.